Okay, we are recording.
All right, guys. Awesome. Good morning. This is Top Tier Talk, or I guess good afternoon if you're on the East Coast, for November 19th, the week of Thanksgiving. So we got kind of a short week this week. There's going to be no webinar on Wednesday, so make sure you remember that. And we wanted to kind of talk about finishing the year strong today. Um, and if you're brand new, finishing the year strong may mean something different than if you've been around a while. If you're brand new, you want to make sure you're filling your pipeline, and you might get a sale or two. If you've been around a while, right? If you've been around at least a month, right, and you've generated at least 50 leads, it's time to close some business here. This is a great time of year to make money, and why not finish the year strong and put 10,000 or more in your bank account. um, we've been seeing, I'll tell you, and I don't know exactly the reason why. I don't know if it's because our kind of our refreshed look of our website. I don't know if it's our new video on the 5-step page. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. We were talking about it on Friday, and not really sure what's going on, but we're converting better. We're converting really well. We're having a good month so far as a team. And let's keep it going. We have good tools in place. We have a really good story. We have a really good offer for people that are looking to make more money. And it's just a matter of getting it in front of enough people that you're going to make sales and make money.
And
So,
some prospects are even after the video or the website are showing up to their follow-ups and don't even have any questions. That's almost amazing to me.
yeah, we had I know at least John and I both had a sale last week where there was really no questions. It was just we always say let the system do the work, and the system does most of the work, but generally you're gonna have that 3-way follow-up call or whatever, and answer your prospects' questions. But we're finding that the system is answering the questions, which is awesome. That's what we keep trying to do, and what we keep striving to do as we make updates and changes to videos or changes to aesthetics or whatever, is we're trying to make sure that we can answer as many of their questions on the website as possible, and let the automation do the bulk of the work for us. We're certainly, we keep moving in that direction, which is awesome. You guys have anything to say, add to that?
Well, only from now until the end of the year, and then after the first of the year, is just typically, traditionally, always been for us the best time of the year, or a really good time. Whether it's best or not, I guess, is up to personal interpretation. But now is a great time to push,
Yeah.
and not give up just because there are holidays around. That's sometimes the best time for people to have an opportunity to take a look at stuff, is when they're not engaged in work. So don't stop. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Follow up. That's what I've been spending a lot of my time doing lately, is following up on. In fact, I made about 153 calls last week following up with people. So
Oh my God.
yeah, that's why I was not available some of the time, because I was
Awesome.
head down, phone in hand, and earbuds in ear, and making calls. So you just got to do what you got to do. So, and it's paying off. So you just plug in and keep at it.
And one thing to remember about the holidays, don't agree with the traditional, all right, the holidays, everything closes down after Thanksgiving, I'll address this at the end of the year. You can change that whole thinking around, because as Michael said, I think last time, you can present to the prospect that, hey, this is a good time to get some tax write-offs, own your own business, maybe make some money before the end of the year, and be set up in business to hit the ground running in 2019, so you can fire the boss and take no prisoners. And if you kind of talk to the prospect from that aspect, you can change his thinking, because you will run into people that go, "Oh yeah, hey John, it's family time now. Let me address this at the end. After the holidays." And that's one of the ways to change their thinking around, is to let them know about the tax write-off. And wouldn't it be nice, Dave, if you already had a business set up, made some money for the holidays to pay for all those expenses and hit the ground running in 2019. So that's one of my tips of the end of the year.
Yeah, that's the big sales pitch, I think, now at the end of the year is the tax write-off, and also setting yourself up for 2019 really is our is the big pitch when talking to prospects now, for sure. The holidays, in our minds we think of, oh, this is the holiday season, but the reality is, this week, don't run any ads on Wednesday.
No.
You're not going to follow up on Thursday, obviously, and maybe even Friday, quite honestly. I'm going to shut it down on Wednesday, but but then next week is business as usual, all the way up to really a few days before Christmas. I think Christmas is on a Tuesday, I believe. Monday or Tuesday. I'm not even sure, actually.
I'm not sure either.
I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, Christmas is on a Tuesday. So, that week is tough because it is family time, but by the same token, not everybody wants to spend every single minute with their families. And there's a lot of people have the week off. And when people are off, what are they doing? They're thinking about things, and they might be cruising around the internet. And
well, here's the thing too. As the year comes to a close, some people who are the procrastinators, of which I sometimes am one, tend to think, this year was not all that great. I need to do something different. And if you hit them with the right message at the right time, that could be exactly what they're looking for. So I know for me personally, I'm going to double up on my marketing and follow up over the next, at least through the middle of December for certain. So I would encourage everybody to do the same thing.
Yeah, so be excited. This is the time to really make a push, to make some money, to at least set yourself up. If you're brand new, especially, set yourself up for a big January, because after January 1st, I always say people join fitness clubs, and they start home businesses, and hopefully they stick with the home business longer than they stick with going to the gym.
And don't forget to do email blasts, text blasts, or whatever during this holiday season as well, and that's where you can craft your message. Hey John, Prosperity Nexus Group here. We're here to help you make this the best Christmas ever. Wouldn't it be great to put an extra $10,000 in your pocket to pay for all those Christmas present and travel plans and hit the new year running? And you put those kind of email things together. You can add a graphic to your email, like go find a Christmas graphic, holiday season. I had my best month last year during Christmas, and which even surprised me with those kinds of messages.
All right, good. So I think we've made our point there. Hopefully, Michael, do you want to talk about SSL, whatever it is?
Right. We are exploring, working through adding an SSL certificate to our marketing site. That's changing from HTTP to HTTPS, which means that whatever issues may be happening that some people have identified with people not being able to get directly to our website because the site is not secure, or they're seeing that non-secure message, we're going to try to eliminate that. We're going to try to fix that. But what that means when we do it is that your forwarding is going to need to be changed in order to make sure it works properly with the HTTPS secure socket layer site designation. So I would encourage you strongly to keep an eye on Skype. so that when we do it, we'll give a warning before it actually happens. But then you'll need to be prepared to go ahead and deal with your forwarding so that things go where they're supposed to go and they don't get an error because you don't have your forwarding set up correctly. Now,
the forwarding is done at GoDaddy.
Yep. So just watch Skype. When we know it's going to happen, we'll let you know, and then what you're going to have to do. We may have to have it.
Doesn't GoDaddy automatically put in though just your HTTP and not a PS? How do you change that?
Well, it has it. It's there. There's options for each way.
It's just a drop down.
Yep. Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know a lot about this honestly, but I'm pretty sure it can be set up so it's going to either or. Like if somebody.
That's correct, and that's what we're going to need to test and make absolutely certain it can do either one. So, just watch that. You may have to, if you have your sites masked, forwarded and masked, that may need to change, and we'll let you know. I know I've got most of mine masked and forwarded, so I know I'm going to probably have to make some changes personally, but depending on how you have stuff set up, then you just need to be aware. So we'll let you know.
Yeah, so we're just kind of giving you advance warning.
Don't do anything now. Don't do anything now.
No, we'll give you specific instructions when we know what to do to be
correct.
What else do we want to talk about?
By the way, if you have that issue, if you get a prospect that's using Chrome in particular, and they're not able, they indicate I couldn't get to your site because it says it's not secure. Usually, if they just refresh the page, they'll be able to access it. And it tends to maybe be an issue only in the latest version of Google Chrome in particular. If they haven't upgraded Chrome in a while, then they're probably not even going to have the problem. But that's just something to be aware of. Okay.
Yeah, and at this point, these problems seem to be
sporadic,
very sporadic, and not affecting a lot of people. But we're looking to see if we can maybe get ahead of it a little bit.
Right. And what precipitated it is Google made some changes a few months ago. So we're, like Steve said, we're trying to stay ahead of it.
Yeah. Or not fall too far behind, maybe.
Right.
A better way to put
it.
Ben sent an email over the weekend, asking maybe to talk a little bit about financing. We did hit on financing last week, a little bit, but maybe we can go over it, just a little bit, because obviously being able to offer financing to our prospects is a really valuable tool. Of course, not everybody's going to qualify for financing, but let's go through this a little bit. We'll kind of tell you what we know about it, because I don't know if we've all used all of these different options. Maybe we have. But I think the first thing for any prospect who wants to apply for financing, because most people actually really don't know what their credit score is, and they usually think that their credit's better than it really is. If they don't know it, they can check it for free on Credit Karma. We have the link here. There's other places that they can check it now as well. It's not Credit Karma, I know, doesn't give you the, maybe the real credit score, but it's going to give you a ballpark at least of where they are. And then assuming that they're, I don't know, we put 640 on the website. I don't know if that's the real number that's required. It's somewhere around there. Definitely, if you have somebody that has less than a 600 credit score, we can't get them financing. I mean, there's nobody out there that's going to finance them anymore that I'm aware of anyway. And we've looked too.
Yeah.
But third party lenders, I'll tell you, at least the ones I've had success with, and then, you guys can hop in, but I've had luck with PayPal Credit.
Yeah.
Okay. But the people have to have an existing, kind of seasoned, I guess, PayPal account first. If they open up a brand new account and then get PayPal credit, they're not going to be able to use much of that credit for potentially months, I believe, or at least
Oh, wow. Yeah.
a while. So, that's the question to ask them. Do you have a PayPal account? How long, how old is it? Do you use it ever? Because that's going to be important for using PayPal credit. If they don't have one, that's just not an option. Prosper Lending Club and AM1, I personally don't have experience with those three.
I've only done that twice successfully in the past, but you got to go through a lot of hoops with those third-party lenders because they're definitely going to ask for income documentation and verification.
Yeah.
Your pay stubs or bank statements or whatever. So if if the prospect's retired and doesn't have any income, that's probably not a way to go.
Yeah, the best option after, and PayPal credit is not going to give a really large credit line. So you're looking at $2,000 and $3,500 sale prospects, I think for PayPal credit. Capital One Bank, Capital One credit cards.
I've had good results with them.
They're a very aggressive lender. So they would be, probably the first or tied for first in the options that you should be looking at, because credit cards are not going to ask for income verification documentation. Typically there may be situations where they do, but typically they're not going to.
Now they usually approve you right on the spot, yes or no, and how much.
Yep.
Well, and it really helps too if they've had an account ever with Capital One or Discover, I've found, and their credit isn't horrible, then those are options. We don't have Discover on here anymore because usually they require such a high, like 780 credit score. But if Capital One in particular, if they've ever had an account, it's even easier to get them approved for a Capital One credit card.
Good info. And then we have our exclusive funding option here that, it's a little different. They need to have a minimum of a 650 FICO. The minimum that they're going to get is $20,000, right? So they have to know that up front, and they're going to pay, what is it? They're going to pay 10%, right?
Yeah, it's a $2,000 fee, but
cost them $2,000 to get this loan.
But then it's revolving like a credit card line of credit. I think it's over a year of no interest, right?
12 to 18 months. Yep. Now Ben had put something in his email that he sent to me anyway that
they seem to take a while.
Yeah, if that's the case, let us know up front, because we have no idea, so we can follow up. So I would say, I guess you can follow up too, follow up with them. But I wasn't aware that they were taking a long time. I wasn't aware of that.
They do it. Basically they're looking. They have a sort of a sales approach to it. So if you talk to one guy and he can't talk at that moment, and I had a guy going out one of the guys that he spoke to was about to go out of town, and so he's been waiting 10 days for that particular guy to get back and talk to him.
Well, that's unacceptable.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
We need to have a talk with what's her name.
Yeah, you got to let us know that sooner than letting that, something like that go by for a long time, so we can follow up with them.
Yeah. My prospect really, really wants to use them. That's why he's been not wanting to get into credit cards, because he really likes this idea of no interest for a year.
They're a broker. Well, they're not even a broker. They're just working with one bank at this point. I believe. Let me just click on Road to Success. Yeah. Pretty small, small outfit. We talked to them. I'm pretty sure it's like a husband and wife team that's doing it.
They got a few guys.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how I know they're commission based, and they don't like to take each other's accounts.
Yeah, but if a guy's going on vacation, that's not acceptable.
I agree.
Hey.
Believe me.
He's going to go tour the world. He'll be back in 3 months.
Been frustrating.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know, because now we can follow up with them anyway. Skype me the prospect's name,
Okay,
and if you even know the salesperson's name, that would be good.
I do.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's a good option for somebody, particularly if they want to come in at 6,500 or even 12.5 or whatever to to get some 0% financing. They got to have good credit, or decent credit anyway. But these guys want to lend money. They want to. They get paid. They don't get paid until a loan is created. So they want to get the prospect the money.
It actually is taking. I have another guy that was approved, and it's taken well over a week for him to get his card or whatever they're sending him.
Well, from start to finish.
Yeah, but that's
Since
not bad at
approval.
all.
Since approval.
Okay, because we were told that they would get approved within 14 days of application, or of starting the process anyway. And then to get the cards, I believe they issue credit cards. I mean, let us know what your prospect gets, because this is kind of a uncharted territory a little bit for us. But
Sure. Yeah, I got two guys bumping around with these
I don't know
guys.
how
So
long,
I'll
I
let
don't
you
know how
know.
long it takes to actually get the money. But well, that's awesome that somebody got approved. So he's actually going to get the money.
Yeah, so he says.
Okay, awesome. All right, good deal. So I mean, it's a good. Again, I think it's a good option. We got to tighten this up a little bit, obviously. So we'll talk to them, but it's a good option for people that want to get a big line of credit. Let's not forget to telling people the old-fashioned way of borrowing from their retirement plan, pay themselves back. Really smart way to do it. If they have a 401k or a 403b plan.
Or finding a partner to bankroll them and then splitting commissions. And I've had that happen.
Yeah, do it old school. Sell something. When there's a will, there's a way. We used to do really well. I've been doing high ticket now since 2012, and man, we didn't have any financing. Wasn't even a thought until probably a year and a half ago. Maybe 2 years ago. If somebody didn't have the money, we tell them to sell something. Sell something, borrow from your retirement plan. Do you have an existing credit card? Oh, I didn't think I could use my credit card. Yes, you can. So there's a lot of ways for people to, if they really want to do it, they'll find the money.
Hey, Steve, can I just mention one quick thing about PayPal credit?
Yeah, man.
They don't give you an expiration date on your credit card number, so they won't be able to use it for their Titan admin fee.
Yee.
What now? You mean your PayPal business debit card?
From what I was given to understand from a prospect who signed up this week, there was no expiration date.
The PayPal credit is not a credit card; it's a line of credit. So you're right. Yes, you cannot.
The business, the business debit card is a regular card.
Right.
Expiration date. I have that, but that's in the line of credit.
And the other thing, you can get a PayPal prepaid card if you don't happen to have the business credit card or debit card through them and link it to your PayPal account if people have no other choice or no other way.
Is there an expiration on that?
Well, yes, but they're virtual, and you can set up new ones like I showed a couple of weeks ago how to do that.
Uh-huh.
But if you get a prepaid card, it's like any other prepaid debit card. Yes, they have an expiration date and a the PIN code on the back, etc., just like a normal debit or credit card would have.
Yeah, the line of credit, you have to send an invoice to them and they pay it, so I don't think they can use it to pay the license fee.
Yeah, they cannot. They cannot.
So if somebody had to, which it sounds like maybe in this case it would have helped, what's the option? They can apply for they can just get a PayPal debit card?
You can go to any Walmart or any place that has cards like that and buy one with some money on it, and then link it to your PayPal account and pay using that if that's what you need to do. Yes.
Or just to like apply for one and
Yep.
then
That takes longer if it's something
longer.
they want to
Yeah.
do right. If it's something they want to do right away, then they can go and pick one up and activate it and link it to their account. It's pretty simple and seamless. So
What if they just pay you the admin fee and you cover it for them?
I wouldn't want to be involved in that stuff in case something happens.
I've done that. I've done that on a few occasions. I prefer not to, but I've done it.
yeah,
Because if something happens and then that person decides to want money back from Titum, you've cross-collateralized the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Wow. We sound like Wall Street this morning with cross collateralized.
Yeah, let's become hedge fund managers.
There you go.
let's don't.
Yes. Does that answer your question there, Ben?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Comment? Yep. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Questions and answer time, guys? Anybody out there have any marketing questions? Any other? Any other questions?
If my suggestion is if you've been using a particular Craigslist ad for a long time, unless it's still pulling like crazy, don't forget to get creative and change your ad around. You know, you can go in the edit mode of one of your former ads and just start changing text around and changing subject areas, because sometimes things get a little saturated. People start seeing the same ad. Oh yeah, I know that guy. I know that one.
Yep.
And you'll find that a newer ad can, refresh the whole approach you have.
Good point.
All right.
Any other questions?
Oh, I guess Tyrone's on. Hey, Tyrone. I thought I added you to the Skype room, but I will check that and add you if I did not. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Question here from Jackie.
Concerns.
Then her Square account was terminated. What other credit card processing companies do you use? Jackie, do you know why your Square account was terminated? Did you get chargebacks or what happened?
I didn't have any chargebacks. I'm very confused. They said it was something to do with. Hold on, I'm pulling up the email
Or
right
did
now.
they find out you're doing some kind of home business thing because they don't?
Yeah, I think so.
But how did that happen? I don't see how
I
that.
don't know. I mean, I haven't had any communication with them in regards to that. They said it was found that your business is prohibited by Section 3 of the payment terms or Section 4 of the general terms, which are very general. So I've actually reached out to them to see if they can give me a little bit more specific.
Yeah, you can call them on the phone and get a hold of the service.
Yeah, it's a little crazy right now because of the holiday. But yeah, I'm working on it. I just thought it just came out of left field. So I thought maybe I would look into something else. And
No, you don't have any negative money on their account. You're not in the negative, right?
no, not at all. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I've used it for 2 payments and 3. 2 of the payments came through. 1 payment was declined.
That
that's
decline might be it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the decline could be it.
I use PayPal.
Okay.
You can generate an invoice with PayPal, and they can pay with their credit card on PayPal, which is.
It's got to be a PayPal. You got to have a PayPal business account. If anybody on this meeting right now or watching the replay does not have a PayPal business account, I highly recommend it.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
There are other little apps out there too where you can do money, but they have certain limitations as far as amounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've done Zelle. You know, if your bank has Zelle, if you have a big bank, you probably have that.
And not all banks take Zelle and other things, but yeah,
Right.
if you have a big bank, you should be okay.
Well, the strange thing is the decline happened a few weeks ago, but then I was able to process another payment last week, no problem. So it didn't seize the account after the decline. It did after I had another go through.
Jackie, just curious, did you get the credit card number and enter it yourself, or
Yes.
did you send? You did. That may have been part of the problem too.
Okay.
It would be better for everybody's benefit to invoice somebody. Even you can do the same thing with Square, and then they can enter the credit card number on their end, and it doesn't come through you. So it's a lot more secure that way.
Fantastic.
So that could have had something to do with it, potentially at least.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, all of mine are phone transactions, though. I don't send receipts. I just get their stuff and I enter it in on my app or on the thing, and it's never been a problem for 3.5 years, but you never know.
On Square, do you have to enter like what the payment is for?
No, you just
No.
enter the amount and the zip. You have to have the zip code as well as the 3-digit thing and all the regular normal stuff.
Yeah, but you can do it however you want, but I'm just telling you, I would never take a credit card number and information like that over the phone and do it on my end. Personally, that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
John's had no problem with it, but I don't want any problems, so I always invoice people. So
Okay.
Yep.
Good idea.
Yeah, because when you invoice, especially with PayPal, I've never invoiced on Square, but I would imagine you could put it in.
it's the same way, same thing.
You can put in there, all sales are final, no refund for any
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
That protects you if there's a charge back.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So remember, guys, if any of you don't have a PayPal business account, you should get one like right after this meeting. I think it's really important to have it. All right.
Yep. All right.
Devin Clark stated something that I'll read to everybody. He says he worked in credit card processing for years. It's called a card not present hand-keyed transaction, and it immediately upgrades it to a higher risk. And then, I also know it's a little bit higher charge. It's always better to I'm reading his thing, always better to put yourself in a position as the merchant where the customer is in control of the transaction.
Oh, that makes sense. Cool. Thanks, Devin. We have our credit card go-to guy now. All right. Well, if we don't
All
have,
right.
do we have anything else?
All right, guys.
All right.
Well, hey, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the time with your family, and let's make some money and really push hard till the end of the year here. We'll
All right,
see.
guys. Take care.
All right. Take care.